Welcome to your magic moon message, ladies and gentlemen. This is the peace dealer. The moon is in Aquarius, exactly on Pluto, and the sun is in Cancer, son. All right, so we're here. Everything moving forward from here is just going to get extraordinarily more weird. All right, especially as far as, the development of your neural pathways that express themselves towards being receptive towards more extra dimensional frequencies. Your brain already processes phenomena that you, of course, think is an excellent video on the soul by KRS-One. I highly recommend you watch it. I think it's called, just type in KRS-One soul, and he's on stage, I think, and he's talking about, I forget exactly how he says it, but in order to understand what the soul is, I'm saying this right now, right? I could say bubbles, right? But if I close my mouth right now and I don't use my mouth and I say bubbles, do that with me. Say bubbles without saying it. Just say bubbles without using your mouth. So you heard something in your head. And if you don't have internal dialogue in your head, I don't know what to tell you. You're an NPC. You don't have a soul. Like that. I hate to break it. Because in the video, he's saying, what is that thing you're hearing in your head? That's your soul. That's who you are without the physicality. All right. So these NPCs are letting you know, oh, I don't have a soul. I don't hear any internal dialogue. Okay. That's not what he was saying. I just wanted to make that joke. Not a joke. But yes, that being said, you feel me? Your brain does so much. Your subconscious filters out so much phenomena as to not overload your brain with data and information. That's what you would be like if, of course, your subconscious did not filter out the majority of everything you see. Yeah, I live next to the Power Rangers. Yep. I know the Power Rangers. Anyway, what's also important about this is, realistically, that same subconscious mind that filters out. So, if you knew how much your subconscious picks up, because a large reason why many of you have the dreams that you have is because your subconscious mind picked it up outside of your conscious awareness, and now through this dream, you are filtering through it, you're working through it. It's giving you these messages that, given the 10, 30,000 thoughts you have a day, there's so much you didn't even get to process, right? Dreams are a wonderful way of your subconscious mind communicating with you, especially anything that wasn't processed while you were awake and conscious, right? That being said, that same subconscious mind is on Pluto. Another 28-day cycle that we're going to have for the next 19 years until 2044. And every time the moon goes in Aquarius, we're going to have much more of an extraordinary soul subconscious mind awakening. Last month, the moon Aquarius was giving this supernatural awakening, supernatural collective, meaning it's happening to everyone, soul awakening relative to how we fully express our mind and our ideas. What do we communicate when we know at a deeper, more extreme level what to say? So now we're extending this. Now, what do we feel when we have much more of an extreme awakened knowledge of how to integrate those feelings, with which what's going to be revealed as an extension and application of your utilization of these new psychic powers, I'm channeling, is going to now transform what you currently feel. And that's what the 210 degrees Scorpio signature defines. Next month, when the sun is in Leo and we have the moon in Aquarius, that full moon is going to feature an entire breakthrough of this, okay? And I wouldn't even say the full moon. When the sun starts in Leo season, we're starting Leo season off with the new moon 2 degrees opposite Pluto in Aquarius. So we're gonna harvest, since January, February, this activation and integration of supernatural energy and quality. These are the transits this year and next year that's going to make it really feel like you have awakened the force or chakra, okay? And it's gonna start this Cancer season as it transforms your understanding. And this is why I wanted to bring in your subconscious mind, because this extraordinary understanding with Pluto is awakening slowly but surely every month relative to where the sun is, like the hour dial, to let us know what stage of this awakening we're at. If you think every 28 days we get more, we're re-ing up. Every time the moon goes on to Pluto, think of it as a re-up, because Pluto is the lord of the underworld. He's the drug guy. He's the trafficker guy, right? So the moon comes there, you're trafficking knowledge, right? And you read up. You're gonna re-up again in 28 days. But this re-up, I know, it's a crazy analogy, but this re-up, right? Shout out to the Clips, the re-up, if you've heard the album, you know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of like a big deal. But other than that, shout out to their new album, really dope. Regardless, this moon in Aquarius conjunction, Mars in Virgo. What the fuck? I try to show you guys that. Mars in Virgo, still unlocking the strategic element of action orientation. But that yod that the moon in Aquarius will make to the sun in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, and Mars in Virgo is giving you this extraordinary, knowledgeable, supernatural understanding, moon in Aquarius, that now once again in Pluto breaks you with this re-up, breaks you much deeper, breaks you much more extraordinarily, all right, into the higher knowledge of phenomena and actions outside of reality. That's what makes Aquarius sci-fi to a materialist reductionist society. Okay, basically, I talked about your subconscious mind. Aquarius is now awakening the extra dimensional connection your subconscious mind has in the form of auditory hallucinations, telepathy, and other such weird ass shit that is not going to make sense if you observe it with a classical scientific lens, with a traditional conventional lens, because Uranus, Aquarius is unconventional. So the problem with approaching Pisces and Aquarius, which are both unconventional and metaphysical, is trying to approach it with a conventional, traditional, and like reasonable lens, a logical lens. Not that reason is not needed, but this can actually shoot you in the foot. And you see a lot of people trying to do that, where this requires thinking outside the box in order to fully harness. All right. Regardless, that element of Pluto and Aquarius trining Uranus and Gemini that we will have more so next year after it retrogrades back into Taurus is, through these transits, a much more extraordinary quality of preparing your brain circuit and neural pathways to process telepathic experiences. Whether these are subconsciously projected or you're actually engaging in some telepathic communication, you don't want to worry too much on how that's happening. Like, you don't want to worry too much about a road that you're seeing get constructed. By the time we're in 2033 and Uranus is out of Gemini and Pluto is like over the halfway point of Aquarius, your ability to do telepathy will be fluid, flawless. You're going to understand more nuances around what's actually you connecting with someone supernaturally versus an auditory hallucination. You're tricking yourself because of a subconscious progression. Right now, there's still rubble on the road, right? Your brain is just now awakening to this collectively. It's happening to everyone. The way you pick up on that Wi-Fi broadband is going to be different from everyone, especially relative to what trauma or work you have done within. And you want to really, once again, hold on to the concept that this is seen as bullshit. Like no one has really you have people believe in this, but like there's no research institutions around this. There's not anything that has been done has been hidden in secret, like Project Stargate and the remote viewers the CIA had on payroll at some point. point. Like if you know, you know. That's Aquarius. It's not always going to be mainstream. We're entering an age where it will be mainstream and outside of the realm of just movies and sci-fi flicks, but you're living it right now. So now that the sun is in Cancer and you're having this special psychic awareness that you have begun to harvest and break through Capricorn, a more practical, grounded earth sign utilization of this more subconscious and intuitive element. Now the moon in Aquarius is helping you understand the knowledge of what is breaking through, and it is doing this by transforming the nature of your feelings as you come into more extraordinary, knowledgeable understanding at a higher level, at a higher supernatural level, that's going to force you to think outside the box of these dynamics, okay? Especially with the sextile to Neptune and Saturn and Aries, it closing trines 300 degrees, this supernatural lunar understanding, with now completing the square of Jupiter and Saturn, right? How this knowledge completes your understanding of who you are in this new world. Saturn in Aries is effectively who you are in this new world. It's representing this integrity and reimagination of your identity, which is gonna take a while to really kick in because we just started. Saturn at the beginning of Aries, Uranus at the beginning of Gemini is like a brand new theme park where all the rides are updated. All the old rides your parents used to ride and took you as a kid, now they're all AI. Like, they're all smart amusement parks versus the usual amusement parks that, you know, had this risk of breaking and maybe you can die, but you didn't die, and that was the draw. Now it's all automated, okay? We're just now starting to build this. Once they're out of the sign, the amusement park is ready. So that's how you have to see this. Very life-defining shifts collectively and individually into parts of us that will redefine how it is we identify ourselves, but we're still just getting started. So this Cancer season, of course, as the moon will continue in Aquarius, will be actively transforming what you feel, because Aquarius is detached knowledge. It's detached vibration and frequency. And then you put Cancer, which is sincere emotion. When you take Aquarius that is detached and just purely cerebral, it kills the emotion. That's why Aquarius is could be lethal to Cancer placements, in a sense that it's going to be that higher logic that can suppress irrational Cancer emotion, but it could also be the gaslighting. I'm going to say gaslighting. Gaslighting forces Libra, but it could also be the insensitivity with which can kill emotions. Okay, for a Cap moon like me, I don't mind that. I don't really care. But like this could be very painful with the extremeness of which you may accept certain things that may kill what you felt when it's merely just meant to transform the form of this cardinal potency through the function of feeling. All right. So as you get this supernatural insight, it's going to prepare for the moon to go into Pisces. That's going to now apply this knowledge towards what you believe with it. It's the coding with which you'll input and then you imagine. All right. In Pisces, it's going to show you through your imagination how you've broken through these new psychic powers. As of now, before it reaches, of course, the 210 degree angle, it's still harvesting. It's still in that 180 to 210 degree, and it's still breaking through before now it starts to transform. And, you know, relative to that, now that we've broken this through, the transformation and harvest of this is going to really, really, really shift the way with which maybe you cut off certain intentions, you cut off certain doubts, and you get ready to experience the supernatural in ways that you haven't before. And with Uranus and Gemini, will innovate the way you put these experiences into words. You guys stay blessed as always, okay? Make sure you subscribe to my app, and, you know, you could also still book some readings as well. I did a one-on-one Hipsy call. I still got that available too. Shout out to Giselle. And yeah, allow the external world around you to try and trap you in guilt and shame. They're just intimidated of you because they can't manipulate or control you. So as you stand with these emotions, or you stand with the feeling of yourself, understand that anyone who tries to see you as less than you are is just projecting the fact that they're insecure and need someone to feel better than. So they're just being a weak little bitch. And you stand in your strength and keep triggering them. And I'll see you the next magic moon message. Peace.